LH signing in, bringing you what is 100% authentic, can never be compromised or manufactured. Hey you guys love my halo. What braids, months of braids will do to you, will grow like this. Like, I look like one of those Kushite monuments. I watch The View and I love Whoopi. I just love Whoopi on The View. If she's not on there, I can tolerate Sunny. I love Sunny Hostin, but the other ladies are just kind of boring. But anyways, there was talk about Kanye West, and I guess Kanye West went on TMZ and basically said that his ancestors and my ancestors and other African Americans ancestors wanted and chose to be in slavery for 400 years. And of course, there's a lot of things I don't agree with what Kanye West said when it came to that. But then again, when you think about in terms of what happened back then, and you think about what's going on today, maybe Kanye West may have a little bit of a point. And I know this may sound very crazy, but I want you, for those who automatic come to their conclusions, watch the entire video into its entirety so you can hear me out before you make your conclusions and decisions, okay? Back then in slavery, you had our ancestors, people who were innocently taken, they were taken from their land, okay? Through various parts of Africa, okay? Not just West Africa, it was also some from East Africa and South Africa. But anyways, you had people who were taken from Africa, savagely, mind you, and stripped of their native culture, language, were said not to commit or talk in their native tongue, stripped their identity, separated families, mothers from children, husbands from wives or whatever, in slavery, okay? And a lot of confusion with different cultures. But it's argued a lot of Africans retain their culture, but some not passed down to generations. There were insurrections, okay, with Nat Turner. There were insurrections in other places like the Caribbean with the Maroons and stuff like that. But when I think about it today, what I think Kanye West is going with this is as fact as he's mentioned in TMZ, there was more numbers, okay? And that was true. There's more numbers in Africa, and the fact that there are more numbers in Africa is a continent, okay? It's predominantly African, Black African, Native African, okay? I'm really curious as to like how, why Africa was colonized and there's a predominant amount of Black Africans, okay? And then another thing, how, if there's a dominant number of Blacks here too as well, because don't get it wrong, they may say and push to you that there is a majority of white people, but that is not true. We are the majority, okay? And for us to allow people to murder, certain people to murder us, and not hold these people accountable, that is what I'm getting from what Kanye West is saying. And it doesn't have to be revolt in huge numbers. It doesn't have to be murder. Don't get me wrong. In order for colonists here from other countries from Europe to obtain this land, they had to murder off an entire group of people. Not all, granted, some survived, but they slaughtered a lot of Native Americans and gave them a lot of diseases, okay? And so the American way is by force, by taking, by fighting. Okay? The Civil War, the American war on British, taxation, that wasn't what started the American Revolution. What started the American Revolution was actually because British put a lot of pressure on America getting rid of slaves that were already here and indentured and working as slaves. So because the Americans that colonized this area didn't want to get rid of the slaves and send them to slaves, even though England by that time said that we're no longer going to have slavery and we're going to stop the importation of slavery during that time. America did not want to get rid of slavery. So then that's how the American Revolution. I know they push out that it was taxation. That was only part of it, but the large reason behind the American Revolution was because they did not want to return or outlaw and get rid of slavery. So that America is just all route, just malicious, greedy, lazy. Just think about it. Just every type of corruption you can think about, not even moral in its standard. But another thing, yeah, you have, and I have some black people, we have black people today, some majority, with all this stuff going on, Waffle House, and I saw a video of a sister recording a redneck backwoods hillbilly man approaching, I guess, the door when it was locked, but they locked them out of a Waffle House in Alabama, okay? This specific county, Pearson or something like that in Alabama. But, and in this video, I noticed she's almost like, kind of like, why won't they let us in, da-da-da-da. And I get from it just begging to be accepted. We don't need to be in these people's restaurants. If they show that they don't want us in their restaurants, cool. I'm not spending my money with some racists. I will not continue to fund racist enterprises. I will not put my money into racist hands. So that means that as black people, we need to start our own businesses. I had a project at present week, rather, about Black Wall Street, okay? About how the terroristic nature of these people in America, these racist, really inferior-minded, racist, white Tulsans in the 1921, okay, or May the 31st through June 1st, terroristically dismantled and destroyed Tulsa. And that was senators, that was politicians of Tulsa, Oklahoma, the nine, also in the mob as well. So this is a systematic thing, okay? If you realize that this is a systematic thing, okay, and I need my people to look at foresight and see the future, see the past for what it is. Foresight tells me that if I'm going to fund all this time, fund these businesses, that means I'm funding my own oppression. That's why all these stuff, mass incarcerations, these prisons are thriving. That's why all these European labels, Gucci, Balenciaga are thriving. I wonder if black people, if we stop funding these places in large numbers, what they would be like and how. I wonder if we stop funding these places and that treat us like that, I wonder what they'll try to do to get our money back, what they'll do, what they're willing to do and to acknowledge. But instead of holding people accountable for certain things, we are funding and showing that it's okay to treat us that way. And it's okay for us to shop your stores. You could treat us like shit, but we'll still spend our money with you. And that's never, that shows, you look like bitches. We look like bitches. Let me just say that. The black community is looking like bitches right now. We're looking like punk bitches because we're showing we can be treated any type of way. I saw a freaking video of out here in Georgia, um, of a woman, white woman, approaching a pregnant military woman in a restaurant and wanted to and put her hands on her. No, she was charged, but that should never be acceptable. You should always never. You should give someone a reason not to ever be that emboldened to put their hands on you. And I'm just saying, I just think that being that a lot of us, I've seen it myself. We some just beg for white validation, and we should not be looking for people to evaluate what we are, who we are, to tell us who we are as people. We should never look for other people to make us feel like we are people. Validation should be within us. It should never be with other people outside of the community. And I'm just gonna say, I kind of agree with what Kanye West said. It's got to be in the mind, okay? Some people are in mental slavery, okay? Still, even to this day, some of my people are in mental slavery because they have taught themselves and believe that they are inferior when it comes to their white saviors. And will not tell you otherwise. I will not sugarcoat this shit. I've seen a lot of low self-esteem in the black community. I've seen a lot of passivity when it comes to how they treat us. You should never say that I will forgive a fucking killer or murderer for murdering you. Fucking Waffle House. Okay? Dylan Ruth. I will never pray. I'm going to pray for you to burn in hell. That's what I'm going to pray for. I'm going to pray for you to be exterminated. I'm going to pray for you to get this karma like you're getting today. So, in the words of Kanye West, I get you, bro. I get you a little bit. I get with not all of it, but I do get with you because some of our people need to wake up. And so this isn't to be harsh, but this is to let you guys know that you guys need to value yourselves and stop looking for other people to value. If they haven't already shown you, they don't value you. Hold your money within your own community. Granted, don't just shop at any black-owned, because there's some black-owned business that ain't shit. Let me be honest. I'm not going to spend my money with anybody who doesn't have good customer service. And just because you're black, I'm not going to spend my money with you because with some of the white stores, they have some customer service, okay? And you're going to be held to the same degree and accountability as them. So if you're a black-owned business, you better come with it. You better have the same beautiful customer service, and you better have a product that matches. I'm not for just shopping at black-owned businesses just because. You have to have a product, and you have to have the mindset and the personality as well as the customer service. So that's another thing, you guys. I hope this wasn't too harsh, but I'm keeping it real. This is something you need to hear. Stop getting into your feelings. Reevaluate yourself. So that's what real change comes from. Because if you look at the issue, sometimes it may be you and the power that you give other people to treat you. So that's all I wanted to say, you guys. You guys, this was Keeping It Real with LH once again. I hope you guys take these words to thought, to keep it real and to show you what I notice. I can be a person outside looking in or a person inside looking out. I know when someone sees a vulnerability, they will abuse it. They won't respect you, okay? And we have to walk around like we know that we are worthy and people and not look to other people to validate our worthiness. We are great. We are goats. We started a lot of civilizations, okay? So I want you guys to remember that and continue to keep your head up, respect yourselves, hold your money if someone does not respect you, okay? All right, you guys. Peace and love. Bye.